Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cabby, CEO and owner of Locs and all natural product line for locked and loose natural crowns. And so today I'm coming to you with a video of my daughter. So after years of growing her beautiful locks, my daughter has decided it was time for her to take out her locks. And so I had mixed emotions about it, but I knew that this day would come because she locked her hair in her preteens. And so I knew that it was just only a matter of time before she decided that she wanted to do something else with her hair. And so because growing up, my mom gave me that liberty and freedom with my hair, I wanted to extend that to her as well. So at first I was saying, oh, I'm not going to help you take it out. But obviously,
when you said no, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
So over a period of a week, my daughter, my mother, and we worked tirelessly to help her comb out her locks. And I know that people decide to take their locks out for various reasons. And so I'll just show you all the video of us taking down her locks. But we're just going to talk through some reasons why people would decide to comb out or cut off their locks. I mean, people do it for various reasons. And so we're just going to talk about a few of those. And so we'll just get right into it. So there are a lot of reasons why some people might decide to take down their locks, and none of them should ever be judged. Here are some of the few most common reasons why people decide to take out their locks. Number one, hair boredom or wanting a new look. Sometimes people just want to change. Locks are gorgeous, but if you've had the same look for years, it's natural to want to switch things up, especially if you started your lock journey when you were younger. Your style might evolve as you grow, or, sometimes people are in a phase of shedding things, and, maybe someone went through a divorce or a traumatic experience, and, they want to evolve from where they were. And so sometimes that often includes changing their hairstyle. Number two, damaged locks. If locks have become overly dry, thin, or if they started breaking, or maybe you are having issues as a result of hormonal issues, thinning at the root, alopecia, whatever it might be, some people, rather than try to repair their locks, they would just rather cut everything off. Some will start over, and some will just start a new journey with, a short natural fro, or grow their hair out from there and decide to not return back to locks. Some people experience buildup that's hard to remove, or weak roots that no longer support the weight of their locks. I mean, these are all valid reasons why some people will decide to take down their locks. Number three, maintenance fatigue or a financial strain. So not everyone has the time or resources to maintain certain types of locks, like micro locks or sister locks, which often require frequent salon visits for retightening. And so when you think about it, that amount adds up. The time and money, it adds up. And so with the economy going the way it is, many people will oftentimes opt out of some personal care, which will include or might include taking care of their locks. And so if they are unable to take care of their locks themselves, oftentimes you would see people deciding that they're not going to have that hairstyle anymore. And so that could be a reason why someone would take down their locks. Number four is mindset and personal growth. Locks can be deeply spiritual, symbolic, or part of one's identity, but sometimes change reflects a new chapter in life. It could be mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Next is lack of support or styling limitations. So some people, they simply just don't have enough support around them, or don't feel equipped to maintain their locks alone, especially if they don't have the means to get their locks maintained. Others just want the freedom of styling, to wear blowouts, to wear braids, to wear their natural curls without, long-term commitments. And, it's okay. I think it's okay for people to change their minds, whether it's any of these reasons. I think people should have that liberty to change their mind if they no longer want the lifestyle of having locks. Now, on to our process and what we used in order to take out 174 locks over 7 full days, 3 people, and a lot of patience. So, we used a variety of combs to help us take down my daughter's locks. We use the lice combs, rat tail combs, and metal combs. And then when we got the lock fully detangled, we use these detangling brushes to help us to make sure that there were no remaining knots or tangles in the hair. And I would say for me, I enjoy using the lice combs. My daughter, she enjoyed using the metal comb with the red handle on it, and my mom also enjoyed using the lice comb. And so these all worked out very, very well. The most important thing is to have a lot of conditioner. And I know a lot of people will say, well, what conditioner? You can actually use any conditioner. It's going to work fantastic. My recommendation is go to the dollar store, get some conditioner that you're not paying a whole lot of money for. I'm not going to show what we use because obviously I'm a product owner. I have conditioner in my my product lineup, but you can use any conditioner to take it out because you're going to be using so much of it. So it's not too expensive because you're going to be using so much of the conditioner. And so what the method that we use, we first soaked each lock in a cup of warm water mixed with conditioner until it was fully saturated. And then we added more conditioner onto the locks and started gently detangling from the bottom up. Now, our first couple of locks, child, it took us over an hour each. Then we realized we had to start cutting them a little bit. And so we trimmed about 3 to 4 inches off of the longer locks in the back, about 2 to 3 inches in the middle, and just about 1 to 1.5 inches off the top and the sides. And so this helped us really to get through each lock in about 30 minutes. And so we saw that we were making a lot of good progress. So we split up the work over 7 days. Some days we worked over 12 hours straight. Other days we did about 2 to 3 hours. It was really a lot of intense days because we gave ourselves we started on a Wednesday, seriously on a Wednesday, and we needed to be done by that following Wednesday. And so we only had 7 to 8 days. And so we actually finished a day earlier. But again, it was my mom, my daughter, myself. And while it was exhausting at times, it was also definitely a great time for us to bond and talk. And as you see, we're sitting out here in nature and, just hearing the birds chirp. And behind my house, there's a creek. So you're hearing the water flow. So it was actually a nice, serene, tranquil setting. And so it actually went well. Some days were really hot out there. Other days it was, a little cooler. All things considered, things worked out really, really well, and we're able to get out all of her locks. I'll insert some photos or some video of how her hair looks now. We have not done a silk press, or I've done just a little dusting of her ends. When she goes to get a silk press, I'll have them, do a better cut. But for now, she's just wearing her hair twist outs and just enjoying her natural hair. And that's something that she just wanted to do because, again, she locked her hair when she was a preteen and, not really even knowing how to do her hair. And so I'm just happy that she's at this point where she's able to do her own hair, and, I'll guide her where she needs to be guided on the process. But overall, I think this is the best decision for her. And so she was left with an absolutely beautiful head of healthy hair, full head of healthy hair. There were no bald spots, no breakage at the roots. It was, really just nice, beautiful, 4 type hair that we love. And it's ready for a fresh start. And so most importantly, she's happy. This wasn't really about her abandoning her lock journey. I think it was more about her evolving. And sometimes that's the most important and powerful thing you can do, is to honor where you have been and boldly step into what's next. And so I'm excited for her. And if she ever decides to come back over here, to the lock community, I'll welcome her with open arms. So I know this may gross some people out, but this is all of the hair that came out while we were detangling my daughter's locks. This is a combination of the shed hair and the locks that we cut. We cut anywhere from a half an inch to 4 inches off of the lock, depending on where it was and how long the lock was. But the white stuff you see is the conditioner that was put on the locks. And so, yeah, that's quite a bit. For size reference, that's a ping pong paddle, and you can see how much. So it's quite a bit of hair. So take a look at my hands. Look at that. I got nicked myself a few times, but yeah. Well, they got better because they were really raw, and I actually had to cook dinner, so I put on some gloves so that it wouldn't get even more raw, but so they look better. Kind of like when you go swimming and it gets very wrinkled, but I have nicked myself quite a few times with the lice comb. So you can see how what you got to do to get these locks out. So what are your thoughts? Have you taken down a set of locks, and what was your experience? Maybe you have locks and you're thinking about taking down your locks. Let us know in the comments below. So I had a set of locks about 15 years ago. It was only about 3 or 4 inches of hair, and I had about 50 locks, and I just decided after 8 months that it wasn't what I wanted to do at the moment, because I was just coming out of postpartum. And so I took out my locks. I just had my daughter, and I was going through, that postpartum phase, and decided to comb out my 50 set of locks. And it only took about a day and a half to do so. But now in this current state, I am the type of person that I feel like I'm locked in with a set of locks, and the only change that I would likely see is if I decided to shave my head off because my hair was unhealthy for whatever reason, maybe hormonal, who knows. But let me know your thoughts. Are you the type of person that you're locked in for good, or it just depends on where you are, at what phase in life you are? So definitely let me know. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for our next video. Until next time, shalom.